والسلام الشميع المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. So last time, alhamdulillah, we sat together. MashaAllah, we started our fiqh conversation about um about nikah. Again, every week we'll transition between tahara and nikah. Everyone can come a little closer, inshallah. Don't worry. Jummah's tomorrow. We're all showering, inshallah. That's fine. Okay. So we spoke about last time we sat together about the purpose of nikah, about what we should make our goal and our target. And this is the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Ad-dunya kulluha mata'." And I want everyone to remember this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The world is entirely their provisions that you can use." The mata' in Arabic is used for like something that you can use on your journey. You take it as a zad, a provision for you in a travel. And then the Prophet said, "Wa khairul mata' the mata'i dunya al-mar'atu salihah." That the best of all the provisions that you can take with you to meet Allah Ta'ala, that alhamdulillah you have a pious spouse, a pious wife with you. This is the reason is because this wife, mashallah, will encourage you to do good deeds. She will encourage you to become a better person. You'll enjoy your time in the dunya with her, inshallah ta'ala. And this is the thing, Rasulullah said, the mar'atu salihah. You have to choose the pious woman, right? Not just the person who, mashallah, her beauty, mashallah, like you look at her picture, she photoshopped it so well, and wow, subhanAllah, it's because she becomes so piara in your eyes, right? This is what happens, right? We see the Bollywood picture and then we fall in love, right? I don't want to mention any actors right now, but there's the thing. The 10 out of 10, we see the actor and then we're like, oh, now, right? But that's the thing. She's just acting, right? The maratu salih has the deeper level than that. And same thing for a man. Everything Rasulullah says here, it applies to both sides. That if you want to, inshallah, have a good time in the dunya, and you want to have a good time to meet Allah Ta'ala, and you want that meeting Allah to be very easy and smooth for you, marry someone that'll be good for you in your deen. Marry someone who's good for you in your deen. This is the thing Rasulullah said, out of the first thing that we'll learn, the basis of selecting a spouse. Rasulullah said that a person will be married, right? A woman will be married for one of four reasons. She'll be married for her wealth, her beauty, her family prestige, and her deen. Okay, Rasulullah said this. He said, "Tunkahul mar'atu li arba'a." Women are married for these four reasons. Not that you should be looking for these four things. Does that make sense? Some people heard this hadith and they said Rasulullah was telling us, make sure you look for her beauty, make sure you look for her nasab or look for her hasab. I said, yeah, you already knew to look for that. Rasulullah did not need to teach you that. So the Prophet did not need to teach you that. What did the Prophet say? He said, women are married for these four things. Same reason men are married for, right? The same way you look for the beauty of a woman, the wealth of a woman, and what kind of lineage she comes from. Same for a man, right? And for us, it's ajib category that they have, right? I told you last time, I think I said like 5'2" Bengali sister looking for 6'3" Bengali man, right? Ajib, I said no Bengali man even reaches 6'3", subhanallah. And this is the type of person we're looking for, Allah Akbar, right? Trust me, we're just kind of short, mashallah. We're good guys, but just shorter, mashallah. The thing is that, subhanallah, this is the thing. We look for these four things. Women also look for these four things, right? And if you think mal is important for you, it's extremely important for her because this is the husband that's going to be providing for her, right? Some people are just rejected because why? Because the salary isn't enough. Many people, subhanAllah, they checked off every box. Everyone, subhanAllah, has a checklist, right, of who they're going to marry, what they're going to marry for. And that box that they're checking off, subhanAllah, everything got checked off, illa al-doctor, except for doctor. They had everything except that, oh, he's not a doctor, I'm sorry, we can't have nikah. I said, subhanAllah, the kid has, he 5 times with the sharia, good looking guy, good beard, everything, a good person. But oh, I'm sorry, he's not a doctor, we can't accept him anymore. SubhanAllah. Rasulullah is advising all of us. Rasulullah is advising all of us. Remove everything in your mind about what it means that will be a good husband or wife. And I tell you this from experience. No matter how much money they make, no matter what kind of occupation they have, no matter how 6'3" Bengali you get, these things don't matter when finally the marriage is like settled down. Because why? Because in the beginning you worry about these things. Later on, you're just looking for good personality. Oh man, I actually can talk to her. I can actually have a good conversation with her. What a nice thing would it be that you can come home and there's dinner on the table and mashallah, you're both having a nice conversation. What is the situation now? We look for 10 out of 10 beauty, 10 out of 10 job, 10 out of 10 occupation. So then when we come home, everyone's thinking about, okay, let's make mashwara. Which restaurant should we eat from today? Because there's no food on the table. Allahu Akbar, right? And then when they come home, you were busy all day, you were busy all day. Everyone's angry at each other. So now, subhanAllah, we couldn't say anything at work. I couldn't yell at the boss. So I come home to yell at the other boss, right? This is what happens. This is unfortunately our situation. Rasulullah is addressing all of us. He said, look, when you're going to choose, you should choose فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ. Give preference to the deen. Rasulullah thereafter made a dua, a bad dua. Taribat yadak. May your hands be covered in dust. May you become poor if you choose anything else. Rasulullah said, Taribat yadak. May your hands be covered in dust. May you become faqir because you're not listening to the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I remind everyone that listen, you are a Muslim before everything else. You took the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Before on the day of judgment, you will not come up as doctor. You will not come as engineer. If we come up as Maulana, alhamdulillah. But in reality, we're going to come up as Muslim. Allah Ta'ala will check your Islam. You are Muslim first. Think about for your child and your daughter, your son and your daughter, who will make this person the happiest in this world? Who will make them the happiest? Because what do we think about? Who will make me the happiest? Right? Oh, if he's a son-in-law, oh, bichara, man, he married Sumaya, mashallah, I can get in the green, mashallah, I can make sure my retirement is good retirement. I can throw in my 401k, everything, right? I can have, don't worry about you. You've already lived, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. You're going to grow old with that same woman that you married, mashallah. You grow up to you went through the dog stage, then you went to the donkey stage, and mashallah, you're going to go to the owl stage. The dog stage is people are working so hard. The donkey stage is where he carries all the luggage, the groceries home. And then the owl stage is what? One of them is watching the other one. Who's going to die first? SubhanAllah. My father used to say that a lot. MashaAllah. Rahmatullahi alayhi. Allah have mercy on him. MashaAllah. He was a very loving, very nice person, honestly. Wallahi. Wallahi. I want to remind everyone, inshallah, choose the daughter-in-law and the son-in-law for what will be best for my son and my daughter. I know their mizaj. Okay, now you see, subhanAllah, this boy is an angry guy. Muhammad, angry guy. So aggressive, so angry, right? And then what happens is what? Then subhanAllah, you bring another angry girl home. Why did you do that? Why did you decide to make his life very difficult for him? SubhanAllah, don't choose that. Look at we always look at tanda and garam, right? Someone is hot, someone is cold. So that's the way the mashallah marriage is very functioning. Whenever my husband gets angry, wife cools him down. Something that my wife gets angry, husband cools him down, mashallah. Rasulullah said, choose the one who has the dini sifat. Okay? Then Rasulullah mentioned in another place, the eminent master Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah, that he said his master, meaning his hadith teacher, once sought advice from him regarding the marriage of his daughter. The master received many proposals of his daughter, but was at loss as to which proposal he should accept. Then, despite that, there was someone who was a servant in his home, which is Mubarak. Right? His name is Mubarak. He said, I went to him for guidance. So the master asked Mubarak. He said, Mubarak, who do you think I should marry my daughter to? Mubarak replied, Oh master, people base their decision off of different factors. In Jahili time, in the non-Islamic time, the Arabs will base it primarily on the family nobility. As for the Yahud, they give factor of wealth. For the Christians, they give factor of beauty. As for the deen of Muhammad sallallahu Rasulullah said the factors should be deen and piety. Mubarak said this, right? The master was listening to this. And he said, when he heard this, he became so happy. He said, wife, wallahi, there's no better husband than Mubarak. You should marry our daughter off to Mubarak. Even though he's a servant of the family, he's very good. Who was the child of that? Abdullah bin Mubarak. Abdullah Mubarak is a hadith master, warrior, amazing saint, amazing ibadah. Everything about him was exceptional class. But could he have gotten that if he said, oh, wo to Bengali nahi hai. Right? Oh, the color isn't the right color. Ajib things. If we were to talk about this, imagine on the day of judgment. We said, Allah, I rejected him because his color wasn't the right color. Ajib things, subhanAllah. I'm not telling you, subhanAllah, like, oh, Maulana, you're going to give us a heart attack here. I'm telling you, subhanAllah, think about what you're choosing for. That's all I'm asking you. Make hisab and muhasaba. What am I choosing for this nikah to be done? And will this really matter to my daughter or my son at the end of the day? May Allah give us afiyah and tawfiq. Beauty, subhanAllah, everyone looks the same in the dark. Is it not true? Maulana Suhail gave me this advice. And I remembered it, and it saved me from so many things that might have ruined it. He said, everyone looks the same in the dark, Maulana. Don't worry about that, subhanAllah. Attitude we have with these types of things. Everyone looks the same. On the day of judgment, subhanAllah, your wife and your husband will look spectacular, mashallah. Jannati, Allahu Akbar, right? The noor on their face, Allahu Akbar. The hadith mentions, when you and I go to the markets of Jannah, and we come back, the wife at home says, Wallahi, you look more beautiful. You came by looking more handsome. Wallahi, if our wives told us this coming home after Jummah, every husband would be the happiest man. No one even tells us we look good anymore. There's solutions Rasulullah is teaching us about Jannah. So keeping this in mind, mashallah, and the last thing I want to quickly focus on. So one thing, remember, take advantage of the deen. Look at the number of prayers that they make. Ask these questions. Look at how much they practice deen externally. See their mizaj, see their temperament. Thereafter, Rasulullah taught us about kufu. Kufu is compatibility. And this is the thing I want to mention about culture. And inshallah, next time we speak, we'll talk more about this culture thing. Because it has a part to play. I'm not denying it. I'm just telling you what should be your focus. What should be the focus, everyone? Deen, okay? Kufu is that you find some type of compatibility between them, right? That a girl should match someone's status, and a boy should match someone's status. Now I want to mention very quickly, inshallah, just as a masala. Someone asked us the other day about mahr. They said that mahr, this person asked for a huge amount of mahr. Right? They said something, I don't want to mention the number, you'll be scared. It's gonna scare every of us. And I said to him, I said, what do the women of the family, what have they received before? And he said they received a similar number. They received a similar number. So what is the hukum in Sharia now? That if the mahr that she's asking for is something her mother received and her sister received, what is the hukum in Sharia now? What should she receive then? The same amount. The same amount. And this is the thing I told the brother. I said that if it's something that she came up with herself, then of course you can discuss. But if it's something her mom had received, her sister received, you're going to give her less than her sister? What's going to happen till the day of judgment is going to happen between her and that sister. That arrogance, that jealousy is ajib. Shariat made it clear that, listen, when you see compatibility and you're trying to marry a woman and she's received this much gold and this much mahr for her mahr, then you have to give the same amount. Don't decrease in that, inshallah. It's a lot of khair for you and for her. More khair for her than you can even imagine. She's gonna, that mahr amount, I know for us, we just look at it as a big value. She just wants to brag about it. Even if she's not even paid it. This is the majority will never get paid it, subhanAllah. May Allah forgive. I mentioned Allah forgive. But at the end, subhanAllah, she at the end just wants to say, my mahr was this much. That's all she wants to do. Okay? May Allah give us tawfiq. What is the greatest of the mahrs that we can give? What is it called? No, there's a certain name for mahr. Mahr Fatimi. Mahr Fatimi. She says, mashallah, I'm a queen in this world. I said, I'll let you know the mahr of the queen of Jannat. Fatima radiallahu anha. How much did she receive? Right, that small amount from Rasulullah sallallahu that, that was the condition that was made, right? A small amount of silver that was agreed upon, right? Something roughly like 12 uqiyas of silver, 12 or something pieces of silver, so equals roughly about $1,000. SubhanAllah. People are like, Ya Allah, mahr this low. What is my daughter gonna do? I said, Ya Allah, you based the whole marriage off the mahr amount? You thought that this boy, after marrying your daughter, is going to just abandon her? And he's just going to give her mahr and then leave? Allahu Akbar, Allah forgive us. What should you think about? If he's giving the small amount of mahr, what he's going to do for the rest of his life? Take care of her. So don't, inshallah, again, the mahr, I told you, the shara'i, if it's her same amount that her sisters and things have received, that's one thing. But don't base it off of that. If I give a low amount of mahr, that means therefore my daughters become insignificant. Waliyadu billah. The greatest of all women, Fatima radiallahu anha, received a mahr much lower than many of us would ever have had. So may Allah grant us all tawfiq, inshallah. And if you have any questions, of course, I can take, inshallah. I don't mind, inshallah. Of course, I speak very openly. Please don't mind. Again, everything I can mention is benefit for everyone. May Allah grant us all tawfiq, inshallah. Wa sallallahu Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi.